Next time by, we will go green on the Silver Cup. Tanner Thorson and Carson Macedo in row 1. Spencer Bayston, Lynch in row 2. Anthony Macri, James McFadden in row 3. Daison, Pursley, Brandon Spithaler in row 4. Justin Peck and Chris Windom in 5. Cole Duncan, Brent Crouch in 6. Kyle Larson and Cody Bova in 7. Jeremy Weaver and Rico Abreu in 8. Ashton Torgerson, Lucas Wolfe in 9. Corey Eliason and Casey Kahne in 10. And then from the B main, Brent Marks, Chase Randall, Matt Farnham, Tanner Holmes, and AJ Flick with a provisional. Coming to the green this time by for 35 laps. Lernerville Speedway, we got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing up at turn number 4. We are green. Rumbling and stumbling into turn number 1. It's going to be Carson Macedo with the early race lead off at turn number 2. 3 wide back there for 4th as Anthony Macri and James McFadden go right around the inside and outside of Spencer Bayston. Up front, Carson Macedo lead lap number 1. Tanner Thorson sits in 2nd. Macri now to 3rd. He gets by Lynch off at turn number 4. Anthony Macri quickly into the 3rd spot. Now McFadden's trying to look at the 42 of Lynch down the backstretch for 4th as he's challenged down low by Spencer Bayston into turn number 3. Bayston slides up the hill. He'll take 5th back away. The yellow is out though. Car off the pace. It's Jeremy Weaver. The number 5X car, Jeremy Weaver, is slowing and heading towards the work area, which for this race is located in the infield. We talked about Weaver earlier on when he ran well in the heat race. Showed up to Eldora Speedway, was not a driver we were expecting to see at Eldora. First time he'd ever been there, and he was able to make the double down dual feature on Wednesday night last week. Ended up 20th in that feature. The Frozen Farmer pick pint out on the track right now, and drivers must go either inside or outside of that pick pint. That is the line they will choose for this restart, Tony.
Weaver's crew saying it was strictly precautionary, a little bit of contact farther back in the field, so Weaver wanted to come in and make sure everything was still good and square on the left rear corner of the car. They didn't see any issues.
All right, thank you very much. Interesting stuff there. We're coming back to green with 1 lap completed. Carson Macedo, Tanner Thorson back underway. Good restart for Macri. Almost got to the inside of Thorson, rolling into turn number 1. Thorson goes down low. So does Carson Macedo, almost 3 wide for 2nd. Macri's got the spot down the back straightaway. Anthony Macri now to 2nd. Lynch trying to get by Tanner Thorson into turns 3 and 4. Up the racetrack. Can he get there? And he does. Lynch has 3rd across the line. 1 car over the cushion in turn 4. It's Brent Crouch. He falls towards the tail end of the field. Daison Pursley. He's gotten by James McFadden on the restart. Move Pursley into the top 5. Daison Pursley started in the 8th position and is now up to 5th as Lynch and Tanner Thorson continue to duke it out for that 2nd spot, rolling into turn number 1. Kyle Larson's on the move. He's already up to 9th. Keep an eye on the 4-time Silver Cup champion as Lynch rolls bottom in 3 and 4. Tanner Thorson up on the top. Normally that's not where Thorson likes to be at, but he's trying something different here tonight at Lernerville. The Rock Gross Motorsports number 88 trying to rope these guys back in up in front. Up front, and it's all about Carson Macedo. Red flag, car upside down in turn 2. That looks like the 19 of Brent Marks. Problem with Brent Marks, he is upside down in the 2nd corner as the driver of the Murray Marks Racing 19 came in 5th in the point standings tonight, was 58 out of the championship lead, and he had to come out of the B main, was running in the 19th position at the time, so he was up 2 spots from his original starting spot after 4 laps of competition. And the Murray Marks Racing 19 does get flipped back onto all 4 wheels. Also involved over there appears to be the 5W of Lucas Wolfe, which does make sense. They were running right next to each other at the time.
Chase, also big nose wing damage on the number 5 of Brent Crouch as he's trying to get a little bit of attention from his crew. Brent Marks heads down the track and is up and out of the race car.
Yeah, Brent Marks is heading back towards the infield. Would have to imagine, I mean, you'd have to think they should try to get back to the infield. He's actually talking to Brent Crouch, and Marks does not look to be too pleased with whatever took place there. Marks actually the former driver of that car a few years back, and so we'll see if comp cams replay here and see what took place here in just a few moments. We did see a lap before that Brenham Crouch had gotten over the cushion in turn 4 and had lost several spots. And so we got Kubota High-Limit Racing officials down there on the scene as well to make sure things don't get out of hand down there. Well, it looks like, Tony Laporta, you're catching up with Brent Marks now.
Brent Marks up and out of the race car. First of all, most importantly, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just a crappy deal tonight. We just weren't very good, and we were just, in the back there with these guys who just, I don't know, just not using their heads. So I'm not sure what Brendan was doing. He's off the corner, he's up in no man's land, and then I get a run underneath him 3 times and just driving me right down into the infield. And it's just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation besides go off-road. And so I just tried to stick my ground, and it just bit me in the butt there. But yeah, just a bummer, hoping we were going to be able to capitalize tonight and have a good run, and just didn't pan out that way.
Glad you're okay. Brent Marks had to race his way in, if you remember, Chase, through the Winner's Performance B main. And after a short conversation with Brenham Crouch, he is going to get a ride back in by track personnel. Brent Marks is up, out of the race car, talking and okay, but his night is done.
All right, thank you very much, Tony. We are getting word from high-limit racing officials that Lucas Wolfe was spinning to avoid the accident down there, so he will not be charged with a caution as he was trying to avoid a flipping car. And so, as you can see, the old Milwaukee 5W will get his spot back. Here is a CompCams replay. We'll see what happens. It's from the Flow Racing drone. It's going to be on the right side of your screen towards the tail end of the field. And right here, going into turn 1, look, yeah, I mean, just as Brent mentioned, it looked like Brent may have been up alongside of Brenham Crouch, and things just got a little bit too close there, and they got tires together and sent the 19 up and over. Frozen Farmer pick pine, on the racetrack. Drivers are going to go either inside or outside. Looks like Macedo will go to the bottom, and he's been on the bottom for a majority of this feature. I mean, we've only ran 4 laps, but I don't think he's been off the bottom this entire way. So that is definitely the preferred line right now for the Jason Johnson racing car.
Chase, you might have hit about it already during that top 10 rundown, but how about Chris Windom in the Sides Motorsports, last checked, leading the Kevin Gobrick Rookie of the Year on the World of Outlaws. Last year, a full-time high roller with us. Great to have Chris Windom back in the pit area. And right now inside the top 10, he has got that NOS Energy drink number 7 looking really good.
He's had a great year with the Outlaws. 17 top 10 finishes with them in his rookie season as the green flag comes back out at Lernerville. Good restart for Macri. Sticks to the right rear of Carson Macedo, rolling into turn number 1. Macedo's going to squirt away off of turn number 2 at the race lead. Lynch still third. Here comes a big move out of Daison Pursley. He's up to 4th now. Daison Pursley getting by Tanner Thorson down the back straightaway. Pursley looking for that best finish of the 2025 season tonight with Kubota High-Limit Racing. Next driver in his sights is fellow Rookie of the Year contender Lynch, as Pursley challenged down low by the 88 car of Tanner Thorson. Pursley able to brush him off the second corner, maintain that 4th spot. As I say that, now Thorson gets back by him across the start-finish line. Tanner Thorson back to 4th. The caution is out. Kyle Larson is involved along with Brenham Crouch. So the 57 of Larson, the 5 of Crouch, getting into an incident in the 4th corner. And there's no way, I'm guessing Crouch got into Larson trying to avoid him because Larson was 9th, and we know that Crouch came into the work area before that caution had come out. So he was all the way at the tail. So definitely those 2 drivers not getting together, causing the 57 or the 5 to spin. Had to have been maybe something else here. We'll see if we get a CompCams replay. Larson, as we mentioned, running 9th. And so that's going to bump Justin Peck to 9th and Brandon Spithaler back to the top 10. So Kyle Larson is going to have to join at the tail. We'll see if there's any damage to the Fulkins Brothers Trucking 57. If there is, more than likely to take that car back to the work area. We do have a car coming back onto the track. Casey Kahne. Casey Kahne just came onto the track from turn 4. I'm not sure where he came from. The work area was in the infield. So Kasey Kahne now taking the 9 car into the infield. So a little bit of a confusing situation there. Kahne may have thought the work area was outside the track as Kyle Larson is down in the work area along with Kahne. Looks like Crouch is going to stay out, Tony.
They've got maybe a member from half a dozen crews here ready to help Kyle Larson get back onto the track. They had a drag link ready to go, a new front wheel and tire, cleaning the mud off of the race car, and that's truly done mostly just to see a better view, make sure nothing is bent, nothing is cracked, nothing is broken. Paul Silva's going to go to work on the left rear corner torsion stop, and that's something you see Paul do a lot. Quickly, Kyle Larson might communicate something to him about the handling of the race car and whether there's stuff to fix on this 57 or not. They'll use this opportunity to try to make the car as good as possible. Nothing being removed from the car, meaning nothing being replaced. So hopefully, what these guys are seeing down here is nothing damaged to the point, and that must be the case because now the 57 of Kyle Larson gets pushed back towards turns 1 and 2. Kasey Kahne in the number 9 comes to a stop in the work area. Some damage to the right front corner of the nose wing. Chad Hill with Cy Lynch's team leans down to try to do whatever bending and twisting he can to get that nose wing to catch as much air as it can around this fast Lernerville Speedway, and just cleaning out the radiator and making sure the front end assembly is as good to go for Kasey Kahne. Looks like Kahne should be getting refired here shortly. Tate Williamson, Andrew Bowman, the crew on this car doing a once-over. They communicate with Kasey. He gives them the thumbs up. Trent Hetzer lines up behind, and the 9 is about to get back onto the racetrack.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Did want to give a shout out so far in this one to Daison Pursley. He's running in the 4th position, and if he was able to finish there, that would be his best finish of the Highland Racing season. Has a couple of really close calls to running in that spot before. He's ran 6 many times. His best finish came back on July 11th, about 2 weeks ago at Florence. He ran top 5 for the first time in 2025, and now he's sitting in 5th once again. So Pursley in 5th, and then also a former high roller, Corey Eliason, sitting in 11th after starting 19th, driving that Shannon Wheatley 45. And Tony, you were there at the Kings Royal Week when Eliason was running in 2nd in the transfer spot to the feature of the Kings Royal on Saturday. Had a mechanical problem. Things went sideways. He was not able to make the show. So Eliason, former high roller, having a solid run, 19th to 11th so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see another former high roller. We talked about Chris Windom, Corey Eliason back on track with us. I don't want to spoil or blow up any plans that those guys might still be finalizing, but it sounds like we should hopefully be seeing quite a bit more of Corey Eliason on the road as we continue here in 2025. Great to have him and that Wheatley number 45 on track.
Certainly is. Coming back to green, Carson Macedo, and now lining up next to him is Anthony Macri. A long, long ways to go in this one. Green flag comes back out. Good start for Cy Lynch. Lynch up next to Macri into turn number 1. First car to break out of line is James McFadden. He goes by Daison Pursley. And now trying to make his way by Tanner Thorson. Now move McFadden into the top 5. Pursley, not a very good restart. They're going to lose 3 positions to McFadden, Windom, and Peck. Chris Windom's now into the top 5. Chris Windom off the bottom in turn number 4 makes his way by James McFadden. Chris Windom, the Sides Motorsports number 7S, now going side by side with McFadden rolling back into turn number 3. The bottom of the racetrack is where you want to be at right now. Cy Lynch running in 2nd. Anthony Macri 3rd. Tanner Thorson 4th. Now Thorson underneath the Macri. They go side by side for 3rd down the backstretch. Tanner Thorson going to take the spot away as they enter turn number 3 and begins his pursuit of Cy Lynch for that 2nd spot down the front straightaway. Cy Lynch running in 2nd, was 2nd both nights during the Commonwealth Clash year last year with Highland Racing. This time by 10 laps completed for Carson Macedo. Has not sniffed the back of the field yet. No lap traffic has been involved in this race. But that could very well change as he can see the tail end of the field. Cy Lynch the last time by 2 seconds back. Most of the top 5 drivers running around the bottom. The first car out of line, 5th place machine at James McFadden. He's gotten back by Chris Windom. McFadden's now back up to 5th. Carson Macedo maybe 2 or so laps away from the tail end of the field. And I'll tell you, most of the lap cars are on the bottom in the line of the Jason Johnson Racing number 41. This is going to allow Cy Lynch to close in. As I say that, Lynch a little bit sideways off of turn 2. Going to lose some ground. 1.7 seconds was the gap between 1st and 2nd the last time. That gap is going to be different this time, now down to 1.4 seconds. Lynch taking 3/10 out of the lead. One car off the track. Your leader gets by. It's Lucas Wolfe. We will stay green. A lap car between your first and second place machines. It is AJ Flick, and now Macedo trying to get by Brenham Crouch down the front straightaway. Crouch now goes down low right in front of your race leader. That is exactly what Cy Lynch is hoping to see. Tanner Thorson still way back behind, 3.5 seconds from first to third. Lynch trying to make quick work of AJ Flick. He will do just that off of turn number 4. That time by now under a second for your race leader, Carson Macedo. Macedo's gotten by Crouch. Now the next car in his line of sight is the number 9 of Casey Kahne. Macedo tries to work to the middle as Lynch is unable to get by the number 5 of Brenham Crouch. The lead now back up to 1.4 seconds. Anthony Macri still in 4th. 5th is McFadden. 6th is Windom. 7th Peck. 8th Pursley. 9th Bayston. And 10th is now Corey Eliason. Car off the pace and off the track. It's AJ Flick. We will stay green. 1.5 seconds. Most cars around the bottom. Cy Lynch is having to go off that inside portion of the track to get by some of the slower cars. He's gotten by Brenham Crouch and now trying to find a way by Casey Kahne off of turn 4. He's also got Cody Bova in his sights as well. The two cars are side by side in front of Lynch, and that is not helping him. He's almost 3 wide with the lap traffic. Cy Lynch 3 wide with Kahne and Crouch, and now to the outside of Cody Bova. Good move there from Cy. Tanner Thorson trying to close back in for second, but Thorson has 3 cars between himself and Cy Lynch. He'll get by Cody Bova. Off of turn number 2. Race lead 2.2 seconds for Macedo, but he's getting to the back of the field where there's some better cars. It's going to be tougher to pass. Kyle Larson, Tanner Holmes, and Chase Randall. Macedo lost a ton of ground that time into turn number 1. 15 laps to go, this time by the stripe lead. 14 laps to go for the Jason Johnson Racing number 41. Tanner Thorson, he says, I'm over it. I'm not running the bottom anymore. He's got the Ron Gross Motorsports 88 up on the top side now. Thorson has taken a half second out of Carson Macedo's lead. He runs back in 3rd. Anthony Macri closing back in on Thorson in turns 3 and 4. Thorson rim rides the cushion, gets by Brenham Crouch down the front straightaway. Still a lap car between Macedo and Lynch. It is the 7NY of Matt Farnham. Cy Lynch knows that time is running out, gets by Farnham into turn 3. Nice move right there from Cy Lynch. Carson Macedo still has not gotten by Kyle Larson or Tanner Holmes, and that is going to hold up the progress right there. Could not get by Holmes off of turn number 2. Cy Lynch closing in for the race lead. Still can't get by Tanner Holmes. Carson Macedo got to be growing impatient now. Goes to the inside in turn 1. Gets by the number 18T. Here comes Thorson as well. Thorson's closing in on Lynch down the backstretch. Carson Macedo still has more problems. Kyle Larson, Ashton Torgerson right ahead of him. In his racing line, now he makes his way to the inside of Torgerson into turn 1. Carson Macedo gets by Torgerson now, trying to get by Kyle Larson down the backstretch. He will do so. That may have been the winning move right there from Macedo. 9 laps to go at Lernerville. The race for second is on. Cy Lynch, and on his back bumper, Tanner Thorson, as they try to navigate by the AT&T at Tanner Holmes. Anthony Macri, caution. Off the pace in turn 4, Brandon Spithaler. A flat right front on the Tiger Barris number 32B. And that will draw yellow with 9 laps to go in the Silver Cup. And the 32B wing absolutely trunked on that Bears Truck Supply 32B. Makes his way to the infield, and Tony Laporta will have a report for us as Kyle Larson is now off the track as he went a lap down there. And so he heads back to the trailer. Tony, what's going on in the infield?
Yeah, front end getting jacked up here as the crew will go to work and see a lot of attention being paid to the right front corner here, as they've got a new right front wheel on ready to go for the number 32 here, Spithaler. Hopefully this will be all it needs. Flat right front Hoosier tire pulled off and replaced, cleaning up a little bit of excess mud and dirt off the nose wing here. They're going to get this car down, and Spithaler should be able to rejoin quickly.
All right, thank you, Tony. So more than likely will not see traffic again with 9 laps completed, and with less than 10 laps to go, it is a single file restart upcoming for your race leader. Carson Macedo, Cy Lynch, Tanner Thorson, Anthony Macri, James McFadden. The top 5, Chris Windom, Justin Peck, Daison Pursley, Corey Eliason, and Rico Abreu now into the top 10. We did see Thorson get going on the top there, but was that because Macedo was stuck in traffic? No idea, but most of the cars have been on the bottom. Maybe the bottom started to wear out there under that long green flag run. You have to imagine one of the two, either Lynch or Thorson, is going to try and hammer the top here on the restart for the final 9 laps to try and give Carson Macedo a run for his money. That money, of course, being $25,000 tonight at the Silver Cup as the 32B Brandon Spithaler back on the track, new right front tire. And nice work by that crew. No guaranteed time beyond halfway. They were able to make that repair. Carson Macedo, his first time here to Lernerville in many years. It's been since 2021 since he was here last, and that was when he got his best finish of his career at the racetrack with the Outlaws, a 6th place result. He was also 4th here with the All-Stars in 2018. Single file restart, Kahne on the front stretch. Cy Lynch 2nd, Tanner Thorson 3rd. Green flag back in the air. Cy Lynch keeps Carson Macedo close. Nobody goes to the top in turn number 1. Lynch going to float the middle in turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, Carson Macedo pulls away. Everybody able to make it through turns 1 and 2 without any issues. Macedo comes by that time by 8 laps to go. Justin Peck fighting his way forward. Peck has made his way by Chris Windom and up to the P6 position. Peck underneath the McFadden couldn't make the pass off of turn number 2 there. McFadden pulls away. Rico Abreu trying to get a late race rally going here. He's up to 10th and now working on Corey Eliason for that 9th spot. He'll take it away at the start-finish line. Rico Abreu up to 9th. Next car will be the 7S of Chris Windom that he tries to get by. And Rico's got the top rolling now. Pulls up next to Windom down the backstretch. They go 3 wide down into turn 3. Rico Abreu may have found something up there. He's up to 8th now. Carson Macedo, this time by 5 laps away from a Silver Cup win here at Lernerville. Traffic will not be a factor. Cy Lynch 2.1 seconds behind. Thorson, Macri, and McFadden the top 5. Rico Abreu trying to continue to close in on the 26 of Justin Peck as Cole Duncan has now made his way into the top 10. The Clausen Marshall 7 BC's gotten by Corey Eliason and now gotten by Daison Pursley. Move Duncan up to 9th. Cole Duncan trying to make things interesting for that team when we get back underway in California for that championship. Tanner Thorson on the back bumper of Cy Lynch rolling into turn 1. The top of the track in 3 and 4 has shown some speed, and now Thorson might have something down here. This time by, going to be 2 laps to go for Carson Macedo, but the race for 2nd is a good one. Macedo's lead nearly 3 seconds, but who's going to have the runner-up spot? This time by will be the white flag, and Thorson, if he can get a little bit closer, might be able to make a last lap maneuver on Cy Lynch. 1 lap to go for Carson Macedo. Carson Macedo around the bottom in 1 and 2. The Outlaws stole the money at Eagle Raceway. They're going to do it again here tonight at Lernerville for the Silver Cup. Carson Macedo, $25,000. He wins at Lernerville. Thorson gets 2nd at the line. Cy Lynch 3rd, Anthony Macri 4th, and James McFadden in 5th. The Outlaws take another payday from the High Rollers here tonight. 25 grand headed to Carson Macedo. Tanner Thorson with his 3rd 2nd place finish of the year. Cy Lynch, best run of the season in 3rd. Anthony Macri 4th, and James McFadden ends up in 5th. Justin Peck, Rico Abreu 7th. Chris Windom 8th. Daison Pursley 9th. And 10th will be Corey Eliason. Cole Duncan 11th. Brandon Spithaler back to 12th. 13th, Spencer Bayston. 14th, Chase Randall. And 15th to Brenham Crouch. Tanner Holmes, Matt Farnham, Casey Kahne, Ashton Torgerson, and Cody Bova. Then Kyle Larson, Lucas Wolfe, AJ Flick, Jeremy Weaver, and Brent Marks. Carson Macedo climbing from the all-by-year alternative number 41 as a Kubota High Limit Racing feature winner. The Outlaws were blanked from victory lane at Eldora Speedway during the King's Royal. There's his brother who just got his first High Limit Racing win last Monday night at Fremont. There's his wife Holly as Carson Macedo set to climb up top. Your winner here tonight of the Silver Cup, it's Carson Macedo. Leads all 35 laps. A dominating win for $25,000 here at the Silver Cup, Tony.
Domination would be a great way to describe what Carson Macedo just did here tonight at Lernerville Speedway. After a long break from this racetrack, did you feel like you had to relearn anything? People talked about it being reconfigured possibly. What was your night like?
Yeah, I've actually been really pretty average, not very good here in the past. So when Philip said he wanted to come, he was really confident, and I was like, man, I hope I can figure it out and kind of get it together. But just felt really solid all night. Feel like I missed it just a little bit in time trials, going out and running the top, but ultimately we were able to recover, win our heat race, really execute the dash, and then just felt really good that whole feature. Honestly, the last like 3 laps, I might have got my wing too far back. I don't know exactly what happened, but I was just really struggling to get off of turn 4. Kind of no matter where I went, I felt like I was hanging and struggling. I kept getting my wing back further and further and further, and then I realized, okay, maybe this is hurting me, and I was only 2 to go, and I just tried to manage it. But I don't know how big of a lead I had, but it sounded like people were around me, and yeah, I just, man, huge hats off to Philip Dietz. Pulling the trigger and coming here was obviously a really good idea now. Feels good to win a high limit race, never won one, and feels good to put my name on that list. So glad my wife, fiance, Holly could be here. My brother's here. Philip Dietz just did an incredible job. Adam Zimmerman, Robbie McQuinn, they worked their butts off. We had a vibration there after qualifying. They fixed that, and away we went.
You're not kidding. The Macedo brothers and Kubota High Limit Racing are a pretty good pair. Cole goes and gets his first national 410 win with us at Fremont. You score your first ever High Limit victory here tonight. Robbie McQuinn was talking about how excited he was to come on the road and race with High Limit. You guys have outlaw races, a busy week coming up this weekend. And just to answer your question, you had a big lead at times. How good did this race car feel? Starts, restarts, you were able to gap anybody that was behind you.
Yeah, I felt really good. I felt like I could just hook the bottom and drive up off the corner so nice. And even if I would get up on the berm, I'd still sit left as I squeeze back to the throttle. And anytime you're sitting left and your car has grip, you know you're going to be really good and hard to beat. So I just owe a huge thank you to Philip. He just did an incredible job, and I can't thank him enough. I want to say a huge thank you to Dennis All Year Alternative, Complete Parts and Equipment, Charlton & Son, Sage Family. We're here in Pennsylvania, so special to win with Braden and Cam here. Mesilla Valley Transportation, High Performance Lubricants, Myers Constructor, Sander Engineering, Durst Incorporated, Maxim Chassis, Kistler Engines, Factory Cane Shock, Scott Boyd Family. Man, it's a group effort. Chasm Safety Products, Prime Composites. We got a lot of really good partners on this car. It just feels good to get them a win.
You talk about Chasm Safety Technologies. We've got the Kubota High Limit Racing Chasm Safety Technologies win box that comes into you. That's a win sticker that can go on the tail tank of your race car, the golden ticket. The more of those you amass, you might have a hard time doing that racing with High Limit no longer the rest of this year, but the more of those you amass, the closer you get to a new Chasm Safety Technologies seat system, and we give you a t-shirt just in case you need something else to wear. Congratulations on a very impressive win. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you very much. Feels good, like I said, to win a High Limit race, and yeah, I don't get to do the donate thing, because I'm not a full-time guy.
Unfortunately not, but we still encourage you and anybody out there who wants to support a charity that's close to them to make a donation. Carson, it's great to have you with High Limit Racing. Seriously, congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, while I'm up here, I'll give a huge shout out to Team Jack Foundation. Check them out. They're a great group of people, and they do a lot for not only the sport, but for the good and kindness of their heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a first-time winner with Kubota High Limit Racing. Make some noise for Carson Macedo! Carson Macedo, elated to stand in Whiskey Myers victory lane with us here at Kubota High Limit Racing. Before we talk to second and third place, let's go back upstairs to Chase Rodman.
Thank you very much. Yes, let's take a look at the Contingency Award winners here tonight. Cy Lynch, the Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Race with his best run of the 2025 season. A third place result for car number 42. Nice job by him. The Rod and Supply Hard Charger tonight will go to Rico Abreu. Actually, a tie between him and Corey Eliason, but Rico had the better finishing position at the end. A 16th to 7th place run, plus 9 for the Rod and Supply Hard Charger. And then we'll take a look at the Jace Golf Cart's fastest lap. That went to Carson Macedo, lap number 5. He ran a 14.888 second lap, actually 0.6 faster than the next closest fastest lap. So Macedo dominating there in the Jace Golf Cart's fastest lap award. Let's go back down to Tony with second place finisher Tanner Thorson.
From the pole position to runner-up, yet another podium for you guys here at Rod Gross Motorsports. This racetrack here tonight at Lernerville Speedway, it seemed very technical once we got going. You were working the bottom, you were working the top. What did you have to do inside this number 88 to be fast?
Just kind of go where they weren't. I was having a really hard time slowing down here to get it chalked up on the bottom, and then I was really good down here on the bottom, but then I was able to kind of venture up to the top. I knew I wasn't going to be able to pass them on following them, so I tried to veer off to the top, and I was able to make a lot of ground, and I actually was running, Carson and Cy down there before that last yellow, and yellow came out, and it kind of screwed my momentum up. But hats off to Carson and Phil and Robbie and all them guys. They did a hell of a job. They were fast all night, and I'm really happy with our car too. We were fast all night. I think we should have made a little bit of a different call as far as setup-wise for that A main. We were really, really good at the start of the night, which is very abnormal for us, I feel like. So we qualified good, heat, and won the dash, and then the main event we just didn't go far enough. So I'd like to thank Outlaw Wings. This is a fresh rider racing engine in this thing, and it was really, really good tonight. So. Got to thank Rod, Nancy, Jason, Chantel, everybody that's a part of this thing, Maxima Racing Oils, my wife, for letting me do this, and we're getting better.
And before we go, we have to make sure you are, in fact, Tanner Thorson, because Chase called it out several times. You put this number 88 right up around, as he calls it, the high scary side. You are not known to be one to go up around the top side of a racetrack. Are we seeing a new and exciting Tanner Thorson?
I gotta pay for diapers, so maybe. No, just when your car's good, it makes it really easy, right? And shows for Carson and everybody that has a really good car, Cy, everybody that works really, really hard for their teams and get speed out of these cars, it makes it a lot easier. So I gotta thank Stevie and Factory Cane Shocks, and we're gonna keep building here.
Tanner Thorson climbing up the ladder more and more with Kubota High Limit Racing. This program, one that he
Tony,
and his family built. Yes, Chase.
Real quick, did want to mention that unofficially, Tanner Thorson will take the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series points lead after that second place finish tonight.
That's exciting. We'll have to share that news with him here in a little bit. But first, I'm joined by Western Pennsylvania's very own Cy Lynch, meeting with you here on the front stretch at a high limit event, becoming a bit of a trend. That's a good thing, but not a great thing, as you'd like to be standing on top of the car in Whiskey Myers victory lane. Carson Macedo, Tanner Thorson, yourself, the class of the field, what did it feel like to be up at the front of a national touring event with High Limit?
Yeah, it felt really good. I mean, we have a good package here, and first of all, hats off to my guys. They're working so damn hard, and we've just had a lot of bad luck, but the chemistry's great. This team's working hard, and we deserve to be up here with all the hard work. But no, I mean, we had a great battle there. I thought we were good on long runs. The short runs have been kind of hurting us, but lap traffic was tricky. The track was in great shape, so hats off to all the fans too. Thank you guys for coming out. You guys always cheer loud for us. We appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be up on the top step here one of these times.
Hey, they're not done cheering for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Cy Lynch comes home in third. Cy, great job. You bested your season high finish, which was a 12th to 7th back in Wheatland. You stand on the podium here tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think this team's rolling in the right direction, and hats off to all my partners, Macedo Motorsports, Ducati Pittsburgh, and Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mount Mechanical, Mav Motorsports, All-American, Blair, and like I said, my guys, we've been through the ringer, and they just keep busting their asses, and I think it's showing.
Lynch come home in third position, right down the road in Apollo, Pennsylvania. Great job there, as he has a large contingent of family and friends hanging out with here at the Lernerville Speedway. Again, it's becoming a bit of a trend, it feels like, Chase, to see that number 42 parked here on the front straightaway. And I do not think it is out of the question when we come back here for the Commonwealth Clash in September, a 2-night show. I do not believe it is a stretch to say that it'd be a safe bet to see the 42 in Whiskey Myers victory lane. Tanner Thorson finishes in second. What a battle between those two. And Carson Macedo elated to get his first ever victory with Kubota Limit Racing.